All right, team. This will be the last video in this first tab section here. And specifically, I am going to spend a few minutes that those of you that know me know it might be way longer than a few minutes, but I'll do my best to keep it, 3 or 4 minutes long. I'm talking about discipline, all right? And I talked a couple videos ago about watching that video for a few minutes talking about self-discipline, and I think that Jocko's able to articulate it a lot clearer and a lot more impactful than I can. And so my thoughts on discipline are this: that is the root quality of what it takes to be a trader. Unequivocally, without a doubt, 1,000,000%, you have got to possess discipline. All right, self-discipline, yes. Discipline in general, you have to possess it. Now, that applies to not just trading, but just to life. And there are no shortages of people trying to make excuses and blame and complain everybody else on the planet for every plight and every issue and every problem that they've got going on. But when you focus on your own discipline and your own maybe lack of discipline, I'm telling you, it spills over into every other area of your life. And that's probably the biggest thing that I have learned from trading, is how undisciplined I was when I first started. Okay, I mean, I've always been a pretty disciplined, keep things in check kind of person, but not until you really run directly into that head on, and you will if you start trading, right? I mean, you absolutely will. I didn't realize how much further I had to go on my own self-discipline. And it's a daily thing. It's a decision you get to make every single day. It's not something that's, you only get one chance. No, every morning you wake up, you get to make that choice. Are you going to be a disciplined person and you're going to follow your trade plan? Are you going to exercise? Are you going to eat the right kinds of foods? Are you going to drink plenty of water? Are you going to brush your teeth? Are you, all these routines and habits that we do, that are centered around our daily discipline everything hinges on that. In trading, in life, in relationships, in businesses, in war, in anything you come across. Okay, so it would be very bad for me not to at least address it. All right, because that's one of the common themes you're going to hear throughout. If you listen to any future videos, or if you've already been listening to my weekly recaps for several years, that's one of the common themes that you hear throughout them: discipline, structure, mitigating risk, following your trade plan, trading small. I mean, there's all these things that hinge and rotate around discipline. Okay, so if that's something you're struggling with, hey, don't worry, you're not alone. Everybody does. But it's also one of those things that as soon as you're aware of it, and as soon as you recognize the importance that it plays in your life, that self-discipline all of a sudden begins to get very powerful, and it becomes easier to maintain it. And guess what? You may have a slip up now and again, but it's so much easier to get right back on track once you just commit and you decide to be disciplined. Okay, now I'll use the weight loss analogy, right? Because that's what a lot of people in the United States struggle with, right? Obesity is rampant. I'm sure it's in Europe as well, but especially here in the United States. And I work in healthcare, so I see directly the quantity of unfit, unhealthy, out of shape people that come into the hospital. that are, obese, they're out of shape, they're overweight. And that discipline of, taking ownership and control of your life is the stepping stone, the very first stepping stone to everything in your life. So if you want to be a trader, if you want to invest time and the effort and the energy and the money and the work and everything to learn this business, I just ask, I ask you to take a pause for a quick second, take a big step back and ask yourself, honestly, in your heart of hearts, are you really as disciplined as you could or should be? And if you answer no, you're not, work on the discipline, and then everything else will follow suit. Everything else will follow in line, and everything else gets a whole lot simpler. Okay, so I'll close on that, guys. And please, I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad at all. All I'm trying to do is share why I think everything centers around discipline. So just get after it and get disciplined, all right? And you'll find that the rewards are absolutely worth it. All right. Thanks, guys, so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Thanks.